Welcome everyone to a cast game here. This is a special game in which a familiar face, Gotcha, is trying a different strategy here. Has been doing this a little bit recently on the ranked, and it has actually found some success doing it. So I'm gonna do a cast game of this one here, give you guys a little bit of a meme to follow on with. And as the name suggests, villagers only, you know where this is going. You know exactly where this is going. So Gotcha, aka in this game Villagers Only, he is playing in the color green as the Chinese civilization on the west side of the map. Now his opponent in a ranked queue is DPJ Really, and he is playing as the Holy Roman Empire in the color orange. Now this is a King of the Hill matchup, and we'll just double check that biome here because I didn't catch it. It looks like it is steppes. Okay. So that's where we're at. We're on King of the Hill here. We are in for a bit of a meme-worthy bloodbath. So we're gonna see what happens here. And as you know, with King of the Hill, there's only one sacred site, so that's the one to watch out for there. That's the hotspot of the map. Just gonna check out real quick what these scouts are doing. It looks like DPJ Really's scout there, heading north, exploring that side of the map. In addition, he's got a second scout on the southwest side of the map, checking out Villagers Only base, and just exploring more of that map, gathering up more sheep, all that good stuff. HRE, they do have the prelate over by the town center, helping with that gathering speed. Love that. Absolutely love that. Go back to VO here, check out. There is a single scout, gathering up lots of sheep, and you guessed it, villagers. Gathering up the berries from that bush. Looks like we got going over to gold as well. We're going to open up the map just a little bit, see what's going on here. A couple things to note here. The gold vein for Chinese is, a little bit close to the town center. Good position. I'd be okay with the spawn if I had that one. That doesn't look too bad. Not super exposed, but looks alright. HRE, theirs is in a very similar position, kind of off to the side of the town center. It's not really in the front here, next to the mountainside, where a lot of armies will come from. So, some of these side flanks are actually easier to wall off and block off from the enemy, whereas this elevated terrain up here, very easy for the enemy to get a trebuchet and just take out any walls down here. So this is really the area that, at least in my experience with King of the Hill, you gotta really watch out for that foothill. Make sure it's well defended with a big army. So we're gonna go back to restricted player only view here while we're in the early game. Just see how they're exploring the map. It's like villagers only. That scout is going after the Aachen Chapel, which is already coming up here at 3 minutes into the game. My god, that is fast. Aging up already at basically 3 minutes. That is insane. To gather the resources that quickly is something that really only the HRE can do with that prelate. That is impressive. I might have to go back, watch this a second time, just to really study that, because HRE is one of my mains for ranked matches, and I'm curious what that strategy is there, because it looks like it's working. So I kind of want to learn a little bit more about that by studying DPJ's process here. That was pretty, I digress. That was pretty awesome, actually. So anyway, we are moving on here. We've got some villagers only out here in the boondocks. They took out a wolf or two and trying to hold their own against this orange scout here, but doesn't look like that's going so well. Another scout possibly getting killed, or another wolf. I'm sorry. It's taking off after the villagers. It's coming for them. No, we're actually going to. We're going to decrease the volume here. I forgot to turn down that master volume. I always forget that every single time I start casting here. It tends to drown out the voice otherwise. And we'll just do a quick check here. Yep, that's looking all good. So Good there. Right, yeah, and there's some fortifications coming up here for the HRE player with lots of palisade walls here and some outposts. It looks like VO's got one up as well, so 5 villagers jump inside the outposts and start going after the scouts. Just some cheesy stuff here for real. This is the cheese right there. Back at the villagers only base, there's just a steady gathering of wood and some food with the sheep and the imperial official helping out with production. A couple villagers on a gold mine, just steadily holding down the fort there. More outposts coming up. Looks like there's 7 villagers here on the front line that are pushing this tower rush. You know, if you had about 3 more villagers on that, and you could double up jumping inside of outposts and just keep it coming, that would be swell. Oh, hell yes. Yes. Barbican of the Sun, here we go. Barbican is getting up. Those villagers are, with that Chinese construction speed that's really, really fast in this game, they are slowly putting the Barbican up. And it's like some of those villagers are getting killed off here. Alright, the Barbican is cancelled. He says, nope, I can't commit to it. Just don't have the resources. Damn, that was a really good position. That would have been so excellent. Have a Barbican show up there. Anyway, there's a second one being attempted. A little bit closer to the towers here. A little bit more of a fortified position, if you will. But it's right next to this enemy gold mine, so that's going to take control pretty quickly. Meanwhile, we've got DPJs putting up a blacksmith, a barracks, just, excuse me, trying to deal with this situation here. And it is getting aggressive. There's a lot going on. Meanwhile, the scout for villagers only is checking out that east side of the map there, just making sure there's no sneak attacks coming through. Still, all the while, the base is under control. Starting to gather stone here, love it. That means pretty soon here we'll start seeing the hand cannon slits or something like that out of these outposts where they don't have to have villagers inside to fire off rounds. So things are moving ahead here. DPJ is researching siege engineering. Alright, I wondered if we were going to see that. So battering rams are not far off on the horizon. Any man-at-arms that come out for DPJ are... We've already got one here, early man-at-arms jumping on the tower, and we're very likely to see some more show up and start building up rams here any minute now. And we're going to go to reveal all map here, and I want to check that resource tracker, actually. I will check the score, too, for just a second. DPJ is ahead by about 100 points, so... And I always stress that's not indicative of who's going to win or, you know, who's necessarily the better player. It's just they've got more buildings, more units, stuff like that. It's very arbitrary, but it can be an indicator of, you know, who's maybe in the lead somewhat. But I digress again. Got some hand cannon slits already on one of those towers. Hand cannons coming soon on the second. Are there any villagers that managed to survive everything here? I don't think... Nope, there's 3 left. Okay, there's 3 here that are building another outpost to the northwestern side of the German base here. So, a lot of tower rushing going on. Meanwhile, tons of stone being gathered. Villagers and hero officials just working it back at the base. And it looks like... What is villagers only doing? What is he doing here? It looks like there's a mine that's going to be constructed somewhere. I'm trying to find out where it is. They're going somewhere. Oh, it's the stone. Here we go. Alright. It's that right there. The stone outcropping is probably what they're going for. Or maybe this gold mine. It's one or the other. Maybe not, maybe not. They're just going for the ram, I guess. Okay. Well, the ram is here. It is going after the tower. Oh god, that tower's going down. I think it's safe to say that ram has a ton of health left on it. How many resources does DPJ have? Not enough to build a second ram, so this is it for now. All the hopes are resting on this one ram. Villagers are coming after it. The scout is chilling next to the tower, just being something of a nuisance. The ram comes forward, and the scout charges it down. Yep, the scout hits it with that sword, and we got a second ram here. Okay, there's enough resources to build up a second ram here. The man-at-arms have done it. There's two now coming after the Barbican. Got man-at-arms charging down the villagers, and they jump inside the Barbican at the last second, and are now firing off those man-at-arms to try to whittle their armor away. All the while, steady resources. Orange's resources haven't really been touched too bad either. You know, obviously the gold has been disrupted for a while now, but the wood production, the food has been pretty solid. Rams retreat back here towards the town center where these orange villagers are now repairing it up to full health. Love to see it. That is a smart play. Really making use of those units, not letting them go to waste, getting every last benefit out of them that he possibly can here, so that the Rams don't just get killed off and leave him in a bad spot. And the Rams rush here against this other tower, and looks like the villagers are sieging it down, keeping them at bay, and oh god, a bunch of villagers just died, and the Rams are pushing ahead. These outposts are in trouble. This position is almost compromised. Oh god. Alright. We're going to check that one more time, because now when I have to stop recording at some point. It's happened so many times, even during tournaments, where OBS just stops recording out of actual hard drive space. I've had to clean that up so much, just get old movies and videos and stuff off of there. Just recordings for vlogs and stuff like that. Just really clean that up and clean house. So I digress here as we're seeing the Rams continue to just hammer down this Barbican of the Sun. It looks like that position is going to go down here in a minute. It looks like it's happening. So DPJ has masterfully handled this tower rush here and used those Rams to great effect, and really kind of blown apart this position a little bit. It's looking pretty solid for DPJ. I can't lie, it's pretty good for him. Man-at-arms, again, forcing the villagers back into the Barbican. There is one in the back there who is slowly repairing this landmark up. Could be that Gotcha's saving grace here, as that might prevent the Barbican from being totally destroyed. So there might be a light at the end of the tunnel here. There might be a saving grace here. There's a second villager coming to repair the Barbican. Oh god, here we go. And tons of wood in the bank. You know, 1,400. That's more than enough to just continually repair this forever. So that's looking pretty good there. This ram is again getting sieged by the villagers, putting their torches out and just chucking them right inside of there. Whoever's operating the ram is probably getting pretty hot right now. They're probably roasting in there, like screaming bull or whatever the Greeks would use. That outpost really coming in clutch here with those hand cannon slits. Is that ram? Oh, that ram. I don't think it's going to get blown up. The villagers are going to repair it. That is impressive. I really don't see that too often. Players actually repair their rams. They usually just let them die and either just build a second or spend that money on other units. That's a good play. I mean, especially with this early game. You can keep your units alive. That is everything. So I like that. That's pretty smart. I might try stealing that as a strat. Looks really good. Another outpost goes down here. This sneaky battering ram in the back of the Akin Chapel just snuck around there and took that out. No problem. Just easy. Yeah, we've got a contingent of German villagers here that are migrated their way north and are taking out wolves and deer and Just ravaging those berry bushes as well, just gobbling it all up, putting it in the mill. A pretty steady resource gathering here. Now they're gonna take care of the wolf. There we go. They were thinking about it. They were just deciding about the mine first, I guess. Another outpost coming up here for villagers only. Here we go. The tower rush is not defeated. It is not lost. Things were on the ropes there for a minute. It was looking like it was maybe compromised, but spoke too soon. Things are working out here. It's happening. This mining camp. 100% that building is going to be lost. It is not going to survive this little skirmish here. Get the Barbican and several outposts that are just firing away on top of that. It's going to get lost. One building, but it's going down. We're just going to do a very, very brief intermission here. Just going to hit that pause button, go grab a drink of water. I will be right back. Alright, apologies there. We are back right now with the scheduled programming. Now, water in hand, we are ready to go. We're going to check out and see what's going on here again. So, villagers only versus DPJ Elite. Now, got these villagers on the wood line. Rams still at the ready here. They're ready to tear some shit up here again in a minute. Fully firing away at the mine here with the Barbican and the outposts. Villagers just chilling at the ready. Here we go now. Oh, there was a castle that was about to happen, and it got canceled. Here we go. We got the villagers building it up. This lone one here, I think, you might have forgotten already. He's just chilling there, but that castle it's two that have been canceled now. Double attempt that has failed because of those rams. Excuse me. Alright, the mining camp is about to be blown up here, and there it is, it's on fire. The villagers torch it down, and now here we go, we've got a better castle position, it's coming up, the keep is there, the rams are moving forward on it. Barbican ready to support the villagers against these man-at-arms that are charging them down. The man-at-arms do have that +1 bonus armor from range, so that's going to help them on the outpost there. And the villagers cancel that castle again. That's the third one that's been canceled in a row, and they jump right in the Barbican of the Sun. How are we doing on that villager count? Villagers only is at 40, and DPJ really is at 44. This is looking really tough here for villagers only, at a disadvantage on that front, and it's really kind of hurting on that front. This is an interesting game. And the Rams come after the Barbican and slay up these villagers as they're trying to repair it. They jump inside the Barbican. Rams finish it off, it looks like. There it goes, and Trebuchet gets the last hit. Very sneaky Trebuchet behind the Burgrave Palace there. Man, that is tough. It looks like the tower rush is about to fail here. We've almost got all of the towers here under attack. I mean, things are going down. Villagers retreating back up the hill, but the men-at-arms, they were in pursuit, now they're retreating back to base. It looks like they're going to deal with these outposts. And that is a failed assault. That looks like this first phase of the game here it's done. It looks like that first push did not work as intended. Here we go. Now we've got a very different strategy coming out here. We have a second outpost rush with all these villagers here putting up outposts that are now surrounding the sacred site. Since villagers only is in the third age, it looks like we're going to see, here we go, we got a monastery, and we got some monks that are start getting trained. Looks like we're going to see a sacred site attempt here. That is what we're going to see. Meanwhile, our German player is slowly dealing with these various outposts. A couple more sneaky ones coming up for villagers only to kind of take control of the map, but also force a distraction for his opponent. Very smart, actually. We are not yet lost here. The trebuchet just taking him out, one at a time. And here we go. Gotcha has, Villagers Only has secured that sacred site with a single monk. All these outposts that are up are now going.
一座建造别具的剑旗。这是。剑族已昂琴，看着不错。 这是我努力的成就。
Tracker, and villagers just by the dozens are grabbing up that extra stone here and holding down the literal fort. We've got some German villagers here sneaking around on the side of the mountain. They're going to be trying to gather up some of that food there. They could, you know, if he was able to grab up some stone, put a keep here in the enemy base, and that would kill villagers only. Just from a third-party perspective, I'm seeing this thinking, I wonder why not try that? You know, why not put some villagers over here on that stone outcropping near the orange base and build a keep in the enemy's base, basically. Like, that would be the move, I think. Alright, and Gotcha's got a relic here, putting it on the monk's back and carrying it all the way back to base here to that monastery. Right. More rams and another trebuchet on the front line. plenty of man-at-arms here to deal with this situation. Just a steady flood of man-at-arms coming out of the Burgrave Palace. It's crazy. And 4 seconds to train them, too. Just what a monstrous ability that is. And these man-at-arms, mind you, they have maces, which looks really cool and gives them just an extra bonus to attack when they're going after buildings. Love the texture on that with the shields and the maces. It just looks so good. I love that. Oh my god, you got sprinkled emplacements on all these towers, and they're firing away at the rams. Holy cow. Oh my god, just amazing here. Just amazing. Villagers get slaughtered by the man-at-arms. They do manage to take out a couple rams and to kind of hold this position a little bit. The man-at-arms charging in while the trebuchet takes out some of those outposts. Springolds are firing away wildly at those rams. A couple villagers in the towers. Or no, a monk and a villager in the towers. 4 villagers coming out here on the flanks. Up to 52 of Vio. Oh, got sneak attack on the ram. The ram is taken out. Trebuchet still firing away. Outpost there to help spy this out and defend that. Man-at-arms still just one at a time, just a steady production of them. New outpost being constructed. This is so cheeky. Here we go, here we go. The siege of that trebuchet. Oh my god, that is so cheeky. Oh, that might just be the thumbnail right there. That's cooking torches at that trebuchet. Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, this is something. We got 4 minutes left in the game here. 3 minutes left until Sacred Victory. This is still going. We're golden. Outpost coming up, and we got palisade wall. Excuse me, we got palisade walls here coming up for the Germans. Just a steady everything, but the fortifications are just gradually progressing forward and forward until they're essentially right on top of each other here, as these games tend to go that way. Rams are kind of in the way. Move. There are a total of 28 outposts for the Chinese there on that sacred site. That is an ungodly number of outposts, just the amount of wood to get those built up too. Could be so many trebuchets or catapults, but this is the strat for villagers only. This is what you want to subscribe to, man. This is what you want. This is that top tier content. The top dollar kind of stuff. And the Springolds are still just firing away at those rams. Damaging them up. Now they retreat. So that they can survive to fight another day here. Trebuchet is going to slowly fire away at the palisade walls. Try to crack that open. What does DPJ really see right now? What? Oh yeah, he knows. He knows what's going on here. He can see how many outposts there are. He's got more villagers than VO anyway. And VO is still whipping ass here. This is crazy. This is an underdog moment at the moment here. This is some crazy shit. Got some sneaky villagers here for the Germans. They're just gobbling up gold. I'm telling you, if you put a keep here in the enemy's base, you could take out that landmark and win the game. That's all it would take. There's only 2. It could easily be done. this, you know, I'm seeing that and I'm like, oh gosh, what are you doing? You could be winning this right now, DPJ. Just sneak around it. Probably doesn't realize that it's literally, I mean, the name should say it all, but, you know, just cheeky. Just cheeky. And here we go, we're in the last 20 seconds, and the man-at-arms are charging up the hill with the rams, coming after the outposts, and, here we go, here we go. They're on the segment site, they're in the rams. They were neutralizing it, but there's so many arrow slits here that are firing off upon them. And the villagers jump out. Holy cow. Oh my god. The assault fails. The villagers, that is the thumbnail right there. The villagers take control of that center, defending it. And the rams are gone, and that is a victory right there. That you just saw it. Clutched it. Oh my god. And, yeah, this victory right here actually put Gotcha's Villagers Only account into Platinum rank. just Villagers Only got there. That is pretty crazy to me. I love that. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this casted game here of Gotcha / Villagers Only. A bit of a meme here, so yeah, hope you enjoyed that. So, let us know what you thought in the comments, and do stay tuned for more stuff coming out pretty soon. Have a good day, you guys.